Do you feel like sometimes the women have a part to play in men not feeling like men?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
In what way?
Because, you know, there's a societal expectation that women may, you know, push that they want from, you know, what a man should be to some extent. And if they're judging us based on that, to some degree, we're gonna, in a sense, try fall in line because the men chases women, innit?
True.
So, and we do it subconsciously, and regardless if we want to admit it or not, there's certain things guys do out here for girls.
Everything
we do for girls.
Everything.
Man them sitting in jail right now is all for girls. Majority of it. Yeah, because man them are shot in, they're shot in to get money to impress girls. They might have beefed a brother because of a girl. Not saying all beef is because of girls. You know? But majority of beef could be of girls. Man are doing fraud for girls. They need the money still. Like you're portraying a lifestyle. And the lifestyle that you're portraying is bringing in girls.
I was watching an interview, of a rapper, Tiny Boost, innit? And
I was meant to watch that still.
He made a very good point, and I was thinking to myself, it's actually mad. Like, there's certain men out here, who are, you know, trapping, putting their life at risk every single day, going country, coming back, all just to do a bit of drip, just to try and move to the girl that parred them off last time, and then taking places like Hakkasan and whatnot. And the moment they get bagged, that girl's gonna forget you moved to the next rapper anyway. You did all that just to impress that one girl. I
think me and Rones was talking about this the other day on live. Like, we need to what man them need to stop doing is stop following rappers, number one, on what they're on doing. And if we're on a normal wage budget, we need to start off at a lower level, fam.
Yeah,
like, don't go.
Go on. You know what? I don't think it's
No, he's good where he's.
I think it's more the youngers, innit? Because they've grown up in a digital age where they see all of this.
Yeah.
Because when we was younger, we weren't seeing what you know, all these different men who are trapping and got all this flashy stuff.
But you still see the man them in the ends.
You see that in the ends, but it's not as many because like now on social media you're seeing bare people like that, guys and girls.
No, but I don't.
Looking like they got peas. So obviously I can see how youngers could be feeling like, if I'm not like them, you know, I'm struggling. You know I'm not making.
The system's designed.
Yeah, nowadays.
I know, but that's the reason why it's more of a problem for them. It's not so much more of a problem for us because we're aware of the fact that we weren't influenced by that.
Yeah,
but I don't know, because I feel nowadays it's more visual. Where that back in the day you needed a name, and if your name was ringing in areas, it was serious. Like, for example, growing up in the ends and whatever, you had mob in the ends or whatever. So if I'm drawing gal and I'm saying, yo, I'm from Wood Green, they're like, what, are you part of mob? I'm like, no, I'm not part of mob. But there's like, some girls would be gassed off of it, like, yo, maybe man might say, yeah, man's part of it, just to, you get what I'm saying? Or certain times, if I say no, they're like, oh, good, because I don't want to be associated with them, man. Anyway, like, you have the different types of girls. But, like, when you got your name ringing in the ends like that, there's man that's going to be hearing that and be like, bro, I want to be part of this clique. I want my name to be ring. I want people to know who I am without them seeing who I am. Because you had bare of them, man. That, like, there was bare names that was ringing in the ends and I didn't know who they were. But, you know, like, people would say, if you see this person...
Yeah, you need to duck out.
Yeah, you need to duck. I heard there was a couple of man that was hiding on buses when man ain't even on the bus. Man are hiding on the bus, you know. That's going past. Yeah, it's wild. But, yeah, visually nowadays. But I feel like, but on the note, what me and Rome's were talking about was like, we got to start at a lower level. We got to teach these kids to start at a lower level. Like big man thing, you go to the shop, even if it's like buy a little Snickers and a drink for a girl, they will like that, fam. Don't think that girls don't like them little.
But you know what it is. But you know what it is, yeah. Do you know why that's not gonna work? Yeah?
It will work, fam.
Now let me tell you why that's not gonna work.
Your game has to be strong, fam.
No.
It's not even about. Like, yo, you just get a little chocolate and a drink.
Wait. Let me tell you why this ain't gonna work.
Why?
First of all, like back in our day, innit, there was no Instagram, innit.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the whole concept of drip and how a man should look and all that kind of stuff didn't exist in it. That's why man can draw. Hang on. No. Listen. Hang on. It exists, but it wasn't easy.
Come on.
No, wait. It didn't exist online.
Oh yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It wasn't online in your face like that. Because now
we never had networking platforms.
Yeah. This is the point, right? Though. What's that?
It's real life.
What do you mean?
I feel like real life might be worse. Because man had to keep up in real life in school. Man have to have the latest things. Like, man had to be up to date in real online. Like, let's be honest. If man don't have the drip, man will just go missing offline for a little.
But you know what it is, yeah.
It's
now
not as bad because most of what you're wearing is uniform. Online, you're seeing the whole outfit from so many people.
Yeah, but when you have to keep up with, like, back in our day when it was wallabies or Scott jackets, like, you had the uniform, but you needed the over stuff, even down to a night bag. If you don't have the correct night bag,
it was the same thing, exact same thing.
Same thing,
fam. It was the exact same thing, but it's It's on a different platform.
It's on a different
now
platform.
Now it's more.
But now it's more accessible.
It's more accessible.
Exactly. And this is the point. There's too many influences. Do you understand? So where you're coming with your snicker and your drink, they're thinking, nah, but my girl over here is getting something different.
All right, but you got to be smart. I'm not saying, yo, on our first date, we're going to the sweet shop. I'm saying, yo, you get, no, but I'm saying, like, if you just might meet her or you're going to meet her on a one-away somewhere, then you grab a drink and something quickly and say, boom, here.
But you know what, to be fair, what I'm saying? At that age, you shouldn't even be worried about that kind of stuff.
Nah, man,
anyway.
you could do that at 31 as well, fam.
No, 31. 31, the girls already know what they want at 31.
But so you still can't go to the shop and buy a
No,
something?
what I'm saying is at 31, they're looking for something different.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like at that age, like what, 13 or 12 or whatever it is that you're talking about.
I won't talk about 13 or 12.
Like
I'm talking about what you was out here like that at 12, 13.
What, you weren't buying sweets for girls at 13, no?
I don't really buy girls anything. Not back then, anyway.
Jeez. But anyway, at that young age, you should just be focused on building yourself and working and doing school and stuff, innit? Like, you shouldn't really be out here doing that kind of craziness. When you get older, then obviously the influences are different, innit? But you have certain girls that would, like you said, they will tell you.
Times has changed so much.
Like, they'll tell you that, you know what, like, they know exactly what they want.
Kids are being more active now, no?
The kids
are being more active.
They're
being more influenced, isn't it?
True, yeah.
Where you're thinking your kid don't know this, they don't know that.
Oh, they know.
They know
everything.
Do you know how much more information there is out there now?
Yeah.
Too much.
They know everything.
Yeah, but they're being exposed to too much.
Yeah, 100%.
The minute they go to school, from primary
onwards,
right the way through.
And the fact that a lot of these younger kids have smartphones as well.
Yeah.
It's too much information.
But you know, the funny thing is, it's like, it's not even too much information. Information's always been there. It's just easily accessible now.
Easy now, yeah.
That's the
and
problem.
more information was in books, so more time, not everyone's opening books for that sort of information.
And they'll come home and they'll tell you, oh, okay, well, you know, I need this digital device for my homework. And they do. But at the same time, that device is also giving them access to so much more.
Yeah.
You know, so you
but
can't.
That's where, as parents, we got to lock down, have parent guide and all of that stuff.
Yeah, but there's only so much a parent can do. Parents not going to be with their children 24/7.
But you know what it is, though, yeah?
Absolutely everything that they do. It's hard for parents, you know. It's not easy.
That's true, because your kids, you might lock them down, but they also have friends, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Other parents may not be locking that child down.
Man had a convo about
and they're having conversations.
I was having this convo on Friday, and I was at dinner, and one of my brethren was saying he's got 2 daughters. He's stressed. He's like, bro, he's like, his daughters are not leaving the yard until they're 31. They're not getting in no relationship. So I'm like,
they'll be worse.
That's what, bruv. I said the same. I said to him at the table. Yeah, I said to him at the table. I said, bro, your daughters are gonna be slags when you. Big man team, fam.
Tell him, man,
no, you have to, fam. I'm like, bro, she's gonna brock wild, fam, because she's not experienced anything through teenager years or 20s. You get what I'm saying? So she doesn't know anything. So her first heartbreak is gonna be in her 30s. She's gonna. He's like, what? Are you mad? You think I know? I said, bro, at least if you're gonna do that, do 21. He's like, bro, I'm gonna be at the door when she gets her own yard. I'm at the house.
Bro,
I was like, bro, you're mad, you know?
Unnecessary stress.
Listen, if he does that by the time she's 31, he'll be probably old and grey. The guy that she brings to the house, he'll smack him up anyway.
Yeah, no.
That ain't gonna run.
No. I said to him, like, what are you gonna do when a ragamuffin comes to your door? Like,
but you know what? When you don't have enough confidence to let your kids go out like that, that's a reflection on you, not them.
No,
obviously he knows it. He knows it's a reflection of him, because he said to man, he's like, bro, knowing what I done when I was younger to these girls.
Yeah, then you show your children different, innit?
I don't know if you can show them any different, but they have to
go
go
out
out in the
world.
world.
You can.
You have to coach them through life,
but you have to let them be out there anyway. So I'm not saying
there's a time you got to let go.
Yeah,
you got to coach your kids all the way through.
Yeah. So when they get into relationships, like obviously with my daughter, I'm gonna have that relationship where you come talk to me if something's going wrong or you need to understand something. Like, I even had the conversation with my son the other day. He's going secondary school.
Can I ask a question? So you got a girl and a boy.
Yeah.
So when she reaches the age of 18, 19, or would you advise her to basically use condoms and things like that? Sit her down.
100.
Yeah?
100.
Because if it's your son, you'll say at 16, go out and do your job or whatever. It's a different thing when it's your boys, isn't it? Father's kind of encourage
He's 11. I had to talk to him the other day. I'm in the car and I'm like, I said to him, bro, you like girls, innit? Because obviously he was on his iPad, but he was watching one girl. But it wasn't nothing bad, but his mum went mad. I'm like, well, the girl just got she was a YouTube girl. But on the YouTube, she was dancing. But then I looked at but it weren't dancing like that. I looked at all her videos. She just had different challenges and stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing bad. So then I said to him, boom, what? Like, obviously you're interested in girls, innit? Like, he's like, yeah. I said, you're getting to, I said, you're going to go secondary school and you're going to see bare girls in secondary school. You're going to have the older ones that's going to come up to you and be like, oh, you're so cute. Only if you was older. You're going to have all of that, innit? So at any time, just come and talk to me if you need to understand anything. I said, what kind of girls do you like? He's like, I like all girls. I was like, all right, cool. Not a problem. You get me? Like,
You do that the same thing what you're doing with your boy, with your daughter?
yeah, but I feel
For
like...
boys, because there's certain things you have to keep your girls away from. Steer them away from it.
Yeah, I hope.
Nah, but you know what it is.
Hopefully
Yeah?
her mum does that. But I got a tight relationship with my daughter.
What you need to guide them from is the negativity of certain young boys. Teach them what you need to stay away from, the approach. The young boys now don't even have respect. They don't even know how to speak to young girls.
That's the thing.
But you know what it is, yeah? With kids, one thing I've realised is you can have all the conversations you want with them, and that's good, but they watch how you move. Do you understand? So, for example, for me, I'm constantly aware that my children look at how I treat my wife.
They're impressive.
Do you understand? So when they go out and they get into a situation and they see the action, this wasn't how dad was moving. That's what gets them out of it.
That makes the more sense.
You understand? It's not, because dad said this. Because you can't tell them how to move.
You can't tell them.
You can't, because
they're
they're a different personality.
When you get what I'm
exactly.
saying?
When they're going to uni for 3 years, you're not there. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? All you can do is just the way you move, just be aware that they're watching you.
I can't. Like, I kind of want to send him to a black school, fam, in secondary school, fam.
Even worse.
No, it's not.
I don't think it makes a difference.
It does, fam, bro.
It can happen either way.
No, not in that sense.
It doesn't matter where you send your
I'm not
kids.
saying that.
It's down to the individual.
No. That's not my reason. Forget all of that, fam. I just don't want him around too many white kids, because white kids' games are a bit different from black people games. You get me?
Like, in what sense?
Like the man, bruv, growing up, you know, the man, them white boy games wasn't like, I don't want him to get into all of that, fam. All that fuckery there, fam.
What kind of games are we
You need to
talking
explain it
about?
because I don't understand.
I'm not explaining nothing.
I need to understand, bro.
You had a bad experience, right?
No,
there.
I heard a lot of like man, them white youths will play that like
I don't know.
on the biscuit and eat the biscuit.
Nah.
And, like, yeah, fam. That's why I don't
What kind
want.
of
I'm scared
madness
of
is
that,
that, man?
bro.
What school was that?
That was in the white schools, fam.
Like, you teach them.
I was gonna send them to our school, fam.
Nah, but you know, certain schools, yeah, a lot of people, for example, that grew up in, let's say, Wood Green, for example, and they'll say, oh, I don't want my kids going to St. Thomas More because the area is a bit hood or whatever, innit?
Yeah.
But the reality is, these private schools, yeah, terrible.
They're worse.
Yeah,
Terrible.
Private
Like,
schools are
these
way
kids
worse.
are on coke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All of that. That's what I don't want. I don't want him around them because. You get me? They're gonna start taking
It
all
can happen
fucking
anyway because
balloons.
you can send them to. You can send them to. You can send
What's
them
that gonna happen in Tommy Moore?
They can start learning to trap in Tommy Moore.
I'd rather him trap than take coke.
But you know what? It
I'd
comes
rather
down to
man
you.
trap than take coke, fam. Bro, would you want me to? I'm not on man.
You better
taking-
do neither of them.
No, I'm just saying.
Neither
I'm
of
just saying.
them.
Like,
And
if it
let me
comes
tell
down
you
to
again,
anything,
saying
I can't
that
have man
straight
sniffing,
up.
fam.
Neither of them.
But I hear
No
that.
trapping, nothing negative.
But there's not. There's only some youths that come out trapping. Though. If you think about 90% of our school is black.
The point I'm trying to make
And
is
there wouldn't have been a
no
lot
matter
of
where
kids.
you send them, there's going to be negative influences.
Yeah,
there. You have to help
definitely.
guide them
That's
away
life
from them.
experiences,
Because they're
bro.
teenagers,
Yeah,
isn't it?
there's going to be negative influences everywhere. It's just how you communicate with them and obviously how you set yourself an example in front of your children.
Yeah,
that's
man.
going to determine
Yeah,
how they come out
Yeah.
to some extent. Because there are the small anomaly out there where they're just unruly. Like there's nothing you can tell them. There's that few.
But even that, yeah, I feel like a lot of parents, when it gets to a certain age, let's say when the girl gets to say 16, that's when you're gonna try and get close to the girl and talk to her about all these things. You're done. You're wasted.
Nah, man,
like,
but I'm
time's
close.
gone.
I'm close now.
Like, from the time they are born, that's why you need to have a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not just about
Yeah.
like milestones or let me talk about sex when the time comes kind of thing.
No.
And I'm not really spending time with her.
It's a case by case basis, isn't it? Because all kids are different.
No, but you have to
I hear
spend
that, but
time.
at the same
correct.
time,
He's
another
right.
another
You're right.
thing is like
Starts from
the,
off.
it's also the parents as well, because the parents themselves all have different experiences themselves in it, and some of them it could be their first child, so they're learning everything through their first child and will do better with the second one. There's people like me, I ain't got no children, so I've got no experience of any of this, but I reckon I've got an idea of it because I'm hearing it through you lot in it. Also, there are some
never gonna have
people,
the idea
there
here
are
for
some
us.
parents as well that aren't so affluent, or they're just not as aware of, I don't know, certain cultures or whatever. They may be new to the country and they know the bare minimum. So they don't even know how to move themselves in the country. So there's only so much they can teach their young kids.
No, but
So
it's not
It's a
even
combination of both.
No, I agree with that. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's about having a relationship from jump. Like, a lot of parents out here, they don't understand what it means to have a relationship with their child.
Yeah, but you can have a relationship with your child and still be teaching them the wrong thing.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is, it's like trying to learn a child learn a language, yeah? For a child to speak English, from the day they're born, they're hearing English.
Yeah,
English.
Yeah.
By the time they get to a certain age, they can't forget English.
Yeah,
Like, you
basically.
can't forget it. It's impossible. That's what a relationship is with your child. Whether it's wrong or right, that's up to the parent, innit? But be there from jump. So when you're not there, they're exercising your morals that you've instilled or what they've seen you do. That's what it's about. People put too much emphasis on communication. It don't work as much as they think it does. It doesn't.
Not just
not just communication.
Communication with
you yourself as a parent, you have to conduct yourself.
Because you know what, when you have that relationship with your child, they're more likely to listen to what you're doing anyway or what you're saying because they trust your opinions and you've grown up with that strong relationship.
And that's all they know.
Yeah.
Life used to be, when you was growing up, your role model used to be your parents, your father or figure, you know. But now the younger generation, their role models is just so negative. It's unbelievable. It's terrible.
In a sense though, because back in the day, if you didn't really have a father around, then it's the people in the ends anyway. It's your elders.
Yeah.
That you're out with. You get what I'm saying? It's still
the negatives.
The negatives. But it's
we only idolize
I feel like
negative.
No matter what happens in any generation, you're gonna have that in it. It don't matter if there's any social media, if there's no social media. The balance of life just gives you that in it. Like naturally. They can take away social media.
It depends where
today.
you're being raised as well.
Yeah.
Huh?
It depends where you're being raised as well.
Where you're raised as well. Definitely. I need to get a politician on here still. No, man knows one of them from Labour still. I'm gonna talk to him. No, because he's telling man about he talks to the man about stuff like this, innit? Like especially in the areas of Tottenham where they put out these budgets and they might, let's say they give Westminster, like this is just a random figure because obviously it's low, but let's say they give Westminster $1 million. Yeah, they give them a million to fund their local area, but then it's somewhere in Tottenham they give them 250,000. Say, yo, you got to do this. So then this is where certain things they might need a meal as well, but they're only giving you this budget. So now they got to make cutbacks. So hence why there was cutbacks in councils and jobs and all of this shit. The councils have to cut this back in order to provide. You get what I'm saying? And then that's the kind of conversation I want to have. So the areas that you do go. So when we've grown up in North London, Wood Green, Tottenham, whatever. We're already at a disadvantage, innit? Because of the things that's in our area. We was lucky because we had New River. I feel like New River saved us, fam, playing football. That if we didn't have New River in our area, I don't know what would happen, if I'm honest, fam. Because we got to play football every Sunday, like every week. Even if the fence was thing, we mash up the fence, we're in there Sunday, boom, we're there, kicking ball. We got to meet other man them from other ends and link up and understand, like, yo, we're cool. On the pitch, there's no beef. Maybe after the pitch, I don't know, there might be beef. But next week, man, then we'll still come back again and kick ball together. Do you get what I'm saying?
You know what? I wouldn't necessarily call it a disadvantage. I feel like whether you're born and raised in Wood Green and born and raised in, I don't know, let's say Chelsea, for example, you learn different things in it. Like, granted, the guys in Chelsea might have more opportunities in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like how many times have you been, I don't know, you've met a couple of people who are probably more affluent and you're thinking, actually, these guys are a bit brain dead still. Like, they don't know how to move around there. Like,
yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
I felt like that about a couple A-star students.
This is certain people, they're just square like that. They don't know how to move around certain situations. They'll ask me questions
like and say, yo, or I will say something and they'll be like, really?
Basically no common sense.
And I'm like,
you know what it is? There's intelligence here and there's common sense. And more time, they lack common sense.
What do you mean by moving? As in like moving other areas, you mean?
Like, just unaware.
Unaware of real life situations.
Yeah, just unaware. Very naive.
Yeah, but can you blame them though? Because it's based on what they've experienced.
No, but this is what I'm saying. That depending on where you've grown up, I don't necessarily see it as a disadvantage. Yeah. Because you learn different things.
Yeah, but then at the same time, you know, growing up somewhere like Wood Green may therefore mean you may not know how to move somewhere else that's a bit more affluent.
No, 100%.
Or, I don't know, you might walk to a corporate job and feel uncomfortable because it's just so far removed from what you're used to.
No, that's
and
true.
This is what I'm saying. It's a balance. Both ways. This is exactly what I'm saying.
And I feel like I feel like this is even like goes back to like even podcasting. Like, I feel like everyone in the podcast game come from the ends. But then when you get onto a platform and you're exposing yourself to the wider world, which some people are, not everyone's from the same background, and you're getting certain comments, you realize like, hold on, my way of thinking or how I grew up,
it's different.
It's different from everyone else's. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it comes down to that. That's one of the reasons why I went college out the ends. I come college in West. I had a job in West. Like I met a lot. Like when I used to work at Sky, it was sick at Sky because I got to meet a lot of Muslim people and get to understand their culture and understand how they think and how they move. You get what I'm saying? Which is good. I think that was my first experience of that, and I was like, right, like you know when you always seeing them on the news, but it's the same thing. Like I was even chatting with like when we were chatting at the table, and there was like, yo, there's certain police officers. Like we had that episode last week, and we were saying certain police officers might live in Stoke, but then all they know about London is Channel 1 News or whatever. The man are running up gangs, blah blah blah. So when they're coming from Stoke straight into London, they've got their backup. Like, yo, we're coming to tackle crime in London, and their thing's an ends thing. They don't really care about London, so it's a thing where, yo, I'm from Stoke. Let me go bad up these London, man, innit? Like, let me show them, but not realizing, like, bro, London's not really like that. Yeah, it's advertised, and there is gang culture in London, but it's not as bad as the media portrays it. Because if it was as bad as the media portrayed it, people would be dead every single day in London, fam.
They're trying to sell papers and stories.
I was just about to say that, you know.
Yeah, of course.
The media, the way they portray their messages is always going to be skewed because, they're trying to sell papers, they're trying to get viewings, they're being competitive with other media outlets, innit?
Yeah, cool.
So,
well,
you know,
well, Murdoch owns all of them, so he's just competing with himself, innit?
Well, yeah, he owns a large chunk of it.
He owns a large chunk of it, innit? It was Sky, all of that, everything.
Sky, a few newspapers as well.
Yeah, so that man is competing with himself, fam.
It's crazy. Like, if you control the media, you control how things move, innit? You control the narrative.
You control the narrative, propaganda, all that sort of stuff. You can influence the way people think and stuff.
But I feel like we just need, sometimes you're given what you're given, innit? You have what you have. We have to kind of celebrate that too. It's not always about looking at it and going, nah, actually, I don't have as much as the next person. It's about looking at what can I do with what I have.
Everyone starts off with nothing. Well, so basically,
not everyone.
I know. When I say everyone starts off with, everyone's born with nothing, no clothes, no nothing in it. So all you've got at that stage when you're born is your brain, fam. And your brain, what people don't realize, is what drives you through most in life. Yeah, there's other people that will have money back them and they can start stuff, but they still need ideas with the money. Can't just have money.
Some of them don't even need that.
Well, then they'll have people around them with ideas.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if we was to strip everything off from everybody, it's your mind that takes you to the next level. Your brain is what, if you open your brain to certain things, then
I get what you're saying.
But that's not real life.
Well, it's real life, fam.
Not real life.
But you have to manifest what you think, what you manifest or whatever.
In real life, when you're born, you've got people who are there to take care of you and potentially give you opportunities depending on what your parents or your guardian's background is like, innit? Everyone's got, in a sense, something that's going to be given to them is there for them. Do you get me? What it will be given to them is going to be different. For me, my mum might be able to give me £2.50 for my lunch money for school. For someone else that lives in Chelsea, they might get a tenner. But it's something. There's something there in it. It's different.
Yeah.
I can't say that I come with nothing. I've got what my parents are able to give me. Yeah. Or the start they're able to give me. And I think you can't say everyone's got nothing. I just feel like,
I'm just saying, when if you're going to strip everything away, I'm talking about brain, your mind, how you think.
Your mentality, basically.
Your mentality.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So your mentality is what drives you into certain things of your thinking.
Because
if you feel like you can't do nothing, that's what I'm saying. There could be people with money, and the moment they lose that money, they kill themselves because they don't know what to do after that.
It's a fair point. Because, like you could have all the money in the world, but your mentality is
essentially what drives you forward, fam.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. If they lose that money, fam, they don't know what to do. Whereas we've grown up in the ends, we never had money. So then the moment, if we get money, we lose money. We kind of like, no, all right, man's been broke, so man know how to maneuver and how to get by in it. Man will just go back on the rice and
do you know what? On that, that's why, no, but it's a very good point. That's why your mental kind of state is really important because like for someone who's been broke before, if it happens, they're not really panicking in it because they've been used to that feeling before. Same like, for example, if somebody's made like 100 million from scratch and they lose all of it, again, they're not really panicking because their mental kind of capacity is in a different realm.
Yeah, you just be hurt.
They know that they know how to, like, their brain operates on that level, innit? Yeah. So even if they lose it, it's like me saying to you, if I said to you, can you get £1 in 2 days? You probably could. To them, man, if I say to them, can you get $1 million in 2 days? They probably could.
Yeah.
It's just different levels,
different levels, yeah.
And that's why it's really good to kind of train your mind.
Train your brain, fam.
To get to that stage where, you know, like, yeah, it's just, you're making it work harder for you, basically, innit?
Well, this is it.
And being open-minded, not being closed-minded, and education is key, man. You can never stop learning, man.
Education is key,
and not just like classroom education, but just life education.
Like what, doing your own research, your own books, and own
life experiences is education in a sense.
It is. It's the biggest education
because you only learn how to do things the next time from an error you may have made in the past. I think that's just a given, or maybe through what other people may even teach you, like your parents' life experiences, for example. They may have been able to go through certain things, pass those lessons on to you, and how you comprehend that information is up to you. But in a sense, you've been given a lesson based on what someone else may have gone through.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
That is true.
Yeah, man.
Damn, that was deep, man. What's going on there?
It was deep still.
I know.
Right, Rome. I feel like Rome's off the hook, you know. Like,
what, we let him off?
I think we let him off.
Nah, leave him for now. When he comes back, we roast him about his situation.
I feel like we could actually just leave that episode there.
Yeah, man.
You think so? Or do you want to get into something else?
Get to something else.
I don't have nothing else though.
What we like for time?
Got a dilemma though.
That's a first, you know. Smoke
Got a dilemma.
reading things off the top of his head like that.
No, man's got things, but I'm just like, I feel like that conversation was so good, yeah. You can just, like that, you could just put that whole thing out there and just leave them with that. But no, what else has been happening this week? I could talk about, want to get into gasworks?
Why not?
AC.
Madman.
AC, yeah. Boy, yeah, that episode was fire still.
Basically, AC had an interview with another platform, Gasworks, that's hosted by a guy called Alhan and Poet.
Okay.
And obviously, a lot of views, a lot of controversy around it.
What's the main controversy? Is it from AC side?
So AC side, obviously, because when World Boss, he's got he was meant to have the fight with him, and he's just controversial across all platforms, isn't it? On everybody and certain man that he's talking on.
Because I know that with AC, when you ask him certain questions, he gets his back up a little bit, innit? And he starts saying some
mental issues.
He starts saying some crazy stuff.
A lot of people have said that.
He's got mental issues, bro. If you go back to that and listen to it, he admits to certain things. Just go back to it and listen to him. He tells you he's got it.
I can't lie. I feel like Alhan handled that interview very well.
Yeah.
My man, he's a good interview. But the only criticism I will have, shout out Alhan still, is that they could have took that conversation in a different direction easily, and they missed the opportunity to do that.
In what sense?
Because where he said about, what have you got for the next 5 years or blah, 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 he started talking about music. But man know that he actually makes good music. He's not actually a bad musician.
No, but come on, he's not on the platform for his music.
No, he is. He's not on the platform for his music. But instead of you've spoken about the beef thing now, you've asked him certain questions. So now this is where you take the narrative away and say, okay, so what's the music about then? When you drop it, are you talking about certain things within that? But he took it from there and then went back into beef.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's only a missed opportunity if it wasn't in their plan. If their plan was for him to come and be controversial, then that's what they got in it.
Well, it's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. But I feel like but then if you're just doing that on a plan, this ain't a diss to Gasworks, but if you're just doing it just for controversy, that's dead. Well, at the end of the day, cool, he's got mental issues, so why don't we get into certain things? Like he might be talking certain things on his music. He might want to let things out.
So he's schizophrenic.
Huh?
Schizophrenic.
Maybe, but I'm saying
there's different levels to it.
Different levels to it.
But he's showing you his level.
He's showing his level, yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying no.
Yeah, simple. But then you just talk about.
Yeah.
You have to give two sides to a person, innit?
I reckon. But you are 100% right. I think what they should have done is kind of almost forget the beef thing. And just start with him. Like, what's your background? Like, how did you even get to this? Like that kind of stuff, and so that people can get to know certain things.
So I feel like in the beginning of that interview, I think Paul was trying to get that out of him because. I think he was making a point about, you show... No, I think it was Alhan actually, talking about, you show off a lot of aggression. But Alhan was saying, I don't believe, you're like the person that a lot of people say that you are, innit? And he was trying to get him to talk about himself.
Yeah.
What's led him to that aggression. But
yeah, but then you...
got his back up straight away.
But then that's early in the interview. You allow that to happen.
That was Poet. Poet was doing a good job with him. No, Poet was doing a good job with him. And he just had his back up towards Poet. That's AC had his back up towards Poet.
Yeah, possibly.
He had fair questions just asking him. I didn't think anything he said was out of line.
I
think sometimes as well, like it's the pre, like, what do you call it? Like, because I've seen a few interviews or shows with Poet, and the way he asks questions sometimes, I know he doesn't mean bad by it, but for somebody who isn't maybe as intellectual as him, they might feel a little bit intimidated
because the way he shuts man down.
Because he breaks it down like and he's very quick with it as well. So somebody who isn't as intellectual as him might take offense to that. And I think it's just knowing how to communicate with someone like AC. Do you know what I mean?
Like, because AC may have felt a bit undermined.
Exactly.
Because what Thing was saying weren't wrong, but the way he's addressed it to him and with AC's mental state. He's going to look at it like, raw, like, what am I? You're trying to take me for an idiot.
But that wasn't what he was trying to do.
No, he wasn't.
He was trying to have a conversation with him.
He wasn't.
But you could tell that AC don't have those kind of conversations regularly.
No, he don't.
He doesn't.
But then you can't.
But like, we don't know that though.
Yeah, you don't know that.
But we can only
but we're going based on what is shown on camera, innit?
Okay, fair enough.
But based on that, that's my point though. Obviously, when it starts off that you allow them to get in the hype. Let's say like look at the World Boss thing. World Boss, the first episode or the first half.
How much years did AC do in jail?
I think he's talking
12 years.
7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Was it not 12?
No, 7 or 8.
I think it was 7 or 8, he said.
I think I might.
Do you think when you do a big bird like that, you're gonna see when you went in. Do you think you come out the same?
You come out the same to the same mentality that you went in there with.
That's exactly what happens.
So because I remember me and my brethren and my brethren's cousin come out of jail after 12 years.
It's like you're stuck in that year you
and
went
then
in.
we've gone to play, like, we've got to, obviously we're living our life now, we're grown, innit? Going to do certain normal things like play tennis and stuff like that. And he was like, yo, when we going raving and when we're going to do this, or when I see my man, we're like, we're past that, you know? Like what he was talking about was 10 years ago things. And we're like, bro, like...
His life basically just paused.
Yeah, it paused. And he's come back out.
You actually do see that, though.
They're time warped in a sense.
Yeah. You see it, though. You actually do see
because if
that.
you think about it, all they know, if they know road when they're on road and then you go jail, now you're meeting even more road man. And it's just man them in there. And there's obviously they're not everyone's road, but then you're gonna meet this gang member,
and that's one of the most confusing things what I'm finding with the younger generation. If you check the young generation now, they're out here, they don't like one another. So males don't like each other out here. But you put yourself in that predicament. I'm gonna go to jail and I'm gonna just be around man for the rest, like for 4 or 5 years. Why would you put yourself in that predicament if you don't like being around men?
As much as I say, gal, put man in jail, man, gal keep man out of jail.
People care too much about how other people think of them. So much so that they're willing to sacrifice their freedom. To me, that's crazy.
Freedom's the key.
Crazy. Crazy.
But I couldn't go to jail. I'll cry every night. I'm
crazy.
Not gonna lie.
Crazy. It's
what?
crazy.
No gal. Every night. No, I'll cry. I couldn't do that, fam. That's mad.
Crazy.
That's the one thing that keeps me away from jail.
And you know what I would like to say is the youngsters, when they go to jail, they like to glorify jail. But one thing they don't ever tell you, or people don't tell you, is the bad things what really take place.
But this is,
I
feel like slyly they're opening up now, like because we're gonna get in. I'm telling people from now we're gonna get in that convo. So if anyone starts talking on that on their pod, we just talk about it first. But we're gonna do a jail episode on talk about the insides and the real shit that goes on in jail. But even like Rome's has touched on it a little bit on like it's not a nice place to go and certain things you have to. He's like, but he would tell me there's certain things you have to do in jail that you would never in your mind outside of jail think of doing. But when you're in that situation, it's like raw. Like you just do mad things. You're doing bare mad things that you didn't even know you could do.
I think the whole glorifying it for the youngsters probably more of this whole street cred thing.
It's a street cred.
Yeah, but what I would like to say on that is the ones who's actually been harmed in jail, I mean violated.
Yeah.
That's the kind of people, I know there's not a lot who wants to come out and talk about it, but
course
those are the ones who're supposed to share the stories about those sort of incidents to put the fear into the youngsters' mind.
Even those who are coming out glorifying it, they're only going to tell you about, you know, the times and they've been in situations where they've handled situations. I'm more than sure there have been situations where man have probably tried set them up, or someone got the drop on them, someone's come for them, someone might have smacked them up, whatever. You're not going to hear about that side of it. There's no way that Joe was that easy for him.
Look at that line that Fredo has in his thing. He's like, yo, when he was in the cell to go 1-on-1 and there's 3 of them. Like simple things like that. But them bars will go over certain man's head. Like if you go in jail and you're going to a cell to have a 1-on-1 fight, but there's 3 of them.
There's got to be an even uglier side to it.
Way uglier.
They put out.
And you have to think about it as well. Bro, most of these people...
the nights where they're crying, sleepless nights.
Of course. But there's certain man that's in jail, that's on what? Even if they got a job, they're on like, £8 a week. And then we know that certain things in jail probably cost the same prices as certain things out here. So man, I've got to buy phones for £400, like iPhones and that. I don't even know where they're getting these P's from for that car. I'm not going to lie. Like an old iPhones, not new iPhones. Cause I'm struggling to get a new iPhone on that price. You get what I'm saying? And these man are in jail on Snapchat and boom, boom, boom. And then when they're telling me the prices that they're getting the phones from, I'm like, right, they're saying even little Nokia, like them little phones, are like £100. That's £10 in Tesco's, fam.
I don't know how that whole thing works.
Jail, but that's what I think someone else said. Like, listen, like they said that jail can be hard, but if you got a habit, if you got a habit in jail,
I think World Boss was saying.
Yeah, World he was saying that if you got a habit in jail, it's hard. If you smoke, if you do certain things, if you need certain things, it's gonna be a hard time for you, innit? If you're not really a person that needs habit on that, and
I think don't get me wrong. There's certain people in jail, not because they want to be in jail, innit? Like certain things happen and they just have to be there. Like they just had to do what they had to do, and it's landed in jail. Those ones, okay, cool. But there are so many people that, like, they have no business being in jail. Like no business. Like jail is not cool. I have friends that have been in jail, come out, and they're different people, man. And the real ones will tell you it's all regret. Like, there's nothing fun about going to jail.
Yeah.
There's nothing fun about going to jail. And even the most, innocent of kids goes into jail and they meet all these other types of people, like you were saying. All of a sudden, they went in for like theft, came out. Now they know about fraud. They know about this.
Remember, you're going in there with everybody. You're going in with murderers, fraudsters. Every type of man that is a criminal is in jail.
And
obviously,
jail,
a couple innocents.
Jail in this country is a holiday camp.
No, but can you really say that?
Big man, jail in Ghana, it's a real jail.
Hold on. Like, none of us have done time in it here, innit? So it would have been good if Rome's was here. So
I can't lie, I've done time in a cell for a day. That was long.
A cell's a minor, man.
No, it's not, fam.
I know two guys,
It's not the same.
It's not the same, but I didn't want to be in a cell.
I don't want to talk too much.
No, there's two guys, who've been in jail in Ghana, and been in jail here. And they'll tell you that jail here is not like Ghana.
The man said, they wanted to get...
Bruv, like in Ghana, you're literally making your own food. No one's cooking for you.
Yeah,
you got like what?
Nah, but they got canteen, fam. Did you hear that? My man was rubbing his things on the apple pie.
Yeah, but I thought
wait,
you get jobs in jail and you do things like cooking and stuff like that.
Yeah,
no, but you're cooking for the inmates.
Yeah,
you're cooking for the inmates. No one's cooking for you in Ghana. No one's cooking for you. You're cooking your own food. Yeah. Secondly, you got like 30 man in a jail that's supposed to hold 10 people.
Yeah, you do hear about that in some countries.
It's mad. Like, you got people like feces in the same cell as you. Good. There's no toilets there, Same cell.
The man just got a shit where they got a shit.
Where they gotta go.
Say you shit on a man's foot, fam.
Did you used to watch that program, Banged Up Abroad?
Yeah.
You see them jails in Brazil?
Brother.
Oh my days.
You know what? Banged Up Abroad, when I went to New York, that kept my life good because I was waking. Obviously, man was on different time. So I kept waking up 4 o'clock in the morning. And Banged Up Abroad was on every morning. Listen, I was seeing some... and there was one kidnap thing. One man got kidnapped. I said, right, like, there's some serious shit that goes on in different countries that I wouldn't even dream on my worst night. I'm like, enemy. It's bad.
I think for the kids, and it's so important, man. Like,
they should watch that.
They just need people in their life to show them that, listen, jail is not fun. It doesn't add nothing to your credibility, and there's nothing to gain from it.
I think there are men out here talking about that now, though.
No, 100%. And I rate the ones that are. I rate the ones. It's just the ones that come out and they're not honest with it.
I even drove past flipping Pentonville the other day, and I was like, right, but the back of Pentonville, like where the houses are, and I see a couple windows up there. I was like, I don't think I could sit. Like, Pentonville's local. So imagine if I was up in one of those rooms for 5 years, just looking at a road that I used to be on. And can't touch that road.
Can't touch the road.
The walls taller than this building. Then the gate is up on every flipping window. You can't really do nothing, but you're just looking out at the same spot. And then when you walk out, it must be the maddest relief in your life.
It's
the
true.
madness.
To be fair, at least that's somewhere where people can even come visit you. Imagine you're way far.
Bro, do you think that people are still visiting you at Pentonville?
Yeah, but I'm saying it's easier. I never said people visit.
Yeah. People still not getting visits in Pentonville. Man are in like what, Tottenham? Can't even drive down the road.
Yeah, man. For me, I just care about the kids, man. The ones that are doing certain things and don't know that it can land them in jail, innit? Those are the ones that I feel sorry for.
Yeah.
Because they're just doing certain things that feel like it's just a fun thing, innit? Like, I'm just part of this group. We're all having fun until it lands them in jail, and then they've got that record, and then it prevents them doing other things. All of a sudden, their life just become difficult.
They don't think that far ahead. But at the same time, it's like they're young. The ones that are that young, are they even? I'm not saying they're incompetent, but some of them are they even able to like comprehend like what their life is going to be like in future? And thinking about how the things they're doing now are affecting them.
But this is why it's important, to have the influences in their lives, like their parents. This is why it's important for them to have those influences in their lives, like the parents and like the positive role models in their lives. Because like you're right, they're young. They don't understand. Oh, I need to think about 5 years or 10 years from now. They can't do that.
Hold that. Remember the episode when I was talking about there's certain things that youngsters sometimes need to hear earlier rather than being told. You understand when you're older.
Yeah.
It comes back to that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're gonna fully understand everything that you're saying to them, but sometimes, trying to test their capacity to understand things is necessary because they may actually be able to understand certain things, or even if they don't understand it straight away, because they hang on to the words that you say to them when they're older. And they think back to some of the things that you say in hindsight. The answer is already in what you already told them back then.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's little things like that.
This goes back to a little bit of a conversation we had earlier on about obviously when children are like probably the most important years of children's life is up to 3-4 where they take in the most in it. and like that probably shapes the rest of their life until they're like 8, whatever. Because they're just like what you said, they're like a plant, so they just soak everything in. So when we talk about like the superstition stuff, some of that like it still lives with man today, but most of it's bullshit, fam.
You know what? This is how I know I'm
because someone told man that if man sees 2 magpies, I'm getting good luck,
bruv. This
boom, boom, boom. You get what I'm saying?
You know when you're walking on a road, and you see like a road sign, and it's got like the 2 poles on the pavement. Till this day, I don't walk through the middle.
You know what? The only reason why man don't walk through it is because of Andre and them, man. Them man were like, yo, back in my legs.
Bro,
so
this
man
day,
can't walk under there again, fam.
Why?
But do you get what I'm saying? But if we implant certain things to them at a younger age, even though we feel like we don't understand, like even getting stopped by police or little situations like that, and just saying, yo, just be aware of these. You don't have to make them to be the bad guys, but yo, you don't want to get in trouble by these people, or they will take you away and you're never coming back. Blah blah blah. That might stick with them for the rest of their life. Like, right, when they see police now, they're gonna get taken away. So let me not do nothing bad. I'm not saying that's always gonna work, but little things when they're younger, just let them know. Like,
a key thing though, a key thing is the reason why you're not walking on the drain or through those poles or whatever is because everybody else wasn't doing it. So so you're not gonna do it. Yeah. You understand? It's not just because they told you.
Been told as well.
It's what your man's been told.
It's not just being told. It's seeing that no people are like no one's doing it. All of a sudden, you're not doing it as well. And again, it comes back to family, innit? Like if you got a good family, it's influence, innit? That's how we're built.
No, we're followers.
If you have a good family, if you have a good family, like
to Jesus, cause
this guy,
joking,
if you have a good family,
that one alone.
And then you've got
you gotta leave that one.
I know, but you always got the one Jesus in your ends, though, innit? That tells you to do things and you don't do it. Like, bro, Andre was that guy. Like, don't walk through that batty man lives, and now everyone don't want to walk through it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's mad still.
But yeah, when you got a family,
in a banter way,
this guy.
Leave that one alone. No religion today, please.
Oh, you're not religious at all?
No.
Yeah, I'm not religious either.
What do you like? That's another topic, isn't it?
Yeah,
we can get into that one.
We have to do that another day.
We can get into that one. We'll get into that. But no, again, just coming back to what you were saying, it's just the importance of having a support network around you, innit? Like a good family, and you just kind of doing what the majority does, innit? On the positive side, because that kind of shapes you going forward. Because if you don't have a support network, wherever you are, that becomes your support network, innit? Yeah. So if everyone's saying don't walk through there and they're not doing it, you're not doing that. If everyone's saying, oh, let's go here and shot drugs, that's what everyone's doing. That's your support network.
No, I don't know, man. There's certain levels. Because I remember when they tried to recruit man in mob and
no, but you see your mum was your mum is like 10 people, man. Yeah, the way she was on you.
But not even that.
Like,
yeah, everyone, do you know what I mean? The whole area was scared of my mum.
I hear a shout, and I'm worrying for him already.
Yeah, but not even that. Like, man can't like. Not everything that they say to do, man, will just doing it. Well, for example, like, okay, you follow this rule, and then when you grow up now, and then you decide to say that one time, now, fuck it. Do you know how good you feel? You feel like, raw. There's no hold on me no more. It feels like you've almost had a hold on me for so long.
Right and wrong.
Huh?
Right. There's a thing called right and wrong.
It's the same.
Everyone's been instilled with right and wrong. You know what's right from wrong.
Yeah.
So the inner instinct of you, when something in the back of your mind says to you, you know what? Don't do that, because sometimes you get that inner soul speaks to you in it.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Sometimes a lot of people don't follow it. That's why they tend to get themselves in a lot more trouble.
Yeah, they ignore that bit. Like, nah, this is it's only a quick thing. Boom, you get me. But yeah, man, that was good. Still, I need to get my banger of the week. I don't know what I'm playing.
Bloody hell, I got one actually.
Huh?
I got one actually. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, man. No, that was a good episode, man. I like that one still. What are we naming it?
We'll worry about that later. Anyway, bangers of the week and that.
Come on, get into bangers of the week.
I want to talk about religion next week. I want to get into that one.
Oh yeah, you might have to come back here.
I need to get into that.
After we grow Rome's in it.
Yeah, we'll get in a. Yeah, but anyway, shout out everyone out there on the YouTube. Obviously DMD podcast. Go subscribe.
Yeah.
Share, like. I think I was supposed to, in my head, I was supposed to come in and do something for the YouTubers, but I forgot. But anyway, dmdlive.co.uk. Obviously, send us all the dilemmas, any contact, any bangers. Someone sent a banger. That's it. Any shout outs, anything like that, send it to us. dmdlive.co.uk. Whatever, man. My top right, your top left, all of that. Hashtag DMD podcast on the Twitter, Insta, all of that. DMD podcast across the whole thing. Obviously, I've been Smokes.
God bless _ Ike on the gram, God bless Ike on the Twitter. All one word.
God.
That's an all one word, you know.
Proper
So
essay,
shout out to YouTubers, man. We're out. But yeah, everyone on the podcast.
Oh yeah, follow Rome's Big Rome's 1 on Twitter. North London Power on Gram. He's not here, so I say it for him.
Come on.